It is your true twin flame when you see these 7 things. 1. The true twin flame is your exact energetic match. It's not that it is approximately, it's not that you're in the same scope of realm of vibration in the depth of your soul, the invisible part of you where your core is located. No, it is the exact same energy. And that just simply matches. There is no friction there. You don't need to grow into that, or it doesn't need to be approximated or whatever. And this gives the somewhat strange, but actually very true and able to be discerned experience to you that, well, this may sound strange, but it almost feels as though there's no one there and there's nothing to be gotten here because there's no drama. It's not another person. You just feel yourself reflected in the core of you, which is no drama. It's unconditional love. And it may feel as though nothing's happening because it's so the same. There is no drama between different energies that don't match, but try to match themselves to the other. There is a complete oneness there at the core of your energy vibration, at the core, right? Not in your distorted outer part where you can have different things going on that need healing, but at the core, the very core, it is actually so much the same energy, albeit in different complementary forms, but inside of that so much the same energy that it seems as though it's like almost nothing's happening here. But that nothing that is happening, that non-drama that is inside of that union, that is of the most beautiful inner peace and unconditional divine love that you've ever known. And you might not possibly even associated with the person. This happened to me several times during my entire life, actually, the last 4 decades, and I felt this vibration, this energy so much. And when he was around, like at my middle school time for 6 years, very much, I felt it around a lot, very close. Not perhaps always at the same intensity, but there were specifically also time frames in which I felt so close to this very holy, sacred energy that was larger than me, larger than life, and it was really a connection. But I could not necessarily pinpoint it to the right person, although he was around me every day, almost every day. And well, that was eventually more a matter of that I, in my personal psychology, was distorted because I was very traumatized by early childhood trauma, sexual and narcissistic, which at the end of the day, I as a soul, you could say sort of had chosen as a first coming in this life kind of experience to be certain that I would choose the true twin flame out of a contrast experience, but I digress. So that was an experience associated with this first point, that it was for me difficult to locate it with the correct personal flesh and blood. But I could feel this enormous energy that was larger than me, very much. And so it's not a nothing, it's a filled nothing that is full of love and energy. That's your energetic core that you share with them. And you can actually, if you're not all caught up in that sort of trauma like I was, like I explained, no, it is the true twin flame because it is your exact energetic match and is sort of so much the same as if it there's no boundary between the both of you. That's also a significant quality of this energetic core. There's no boundary in that core energy of the both of you. You just are. And it's different than what we think of romantic relationships in society generally at this point in time. But they are your exact energetic match. There's only one of them. So if you meet this, like, hey, this is different. This is sort of, is there nothing going on, or is everything going on here? Are we the same person? Because there's this no boundary energetic match that is complete. That is the true twin flame. 2, the true twin flame will fit in with your life vision. Listen, they will, okay? It's not a matter of, yeah, maybe if you work it out, if we can agree. No, they will match with your life vision. Sometimes your life vision, like, when do you want to have a family? Do you even want a family? How do you see growing all together? Would you want to have a business or have a job? What is wealth generation for you? I don't know. How do you see family and friendships? And at which point in your life are they less or more important to you? And what do you want to achieve in this lifetime? Are there certain things that need to have happened for you for having this lifetime in a fulfilled way? What is your life vision? That's what that means. And they will fit that just like that, not by matter of manipulating them in it or trying to fit them in it, but they actually don't, or that kind of thing. And also, when you think that it doesn't look like what your ego would have wanted, because maybe you are just like me and you just sort of step into this journey with a lot of ideas of how you feel like you have to give in to peer pressure, family pressure, societal ideas of what you ought to do. And when you make your life vision out of these kinds of things, then they won't fit into that. But then you just don't know what your actual life vision even is. You're not clear on that, on the soul level. So that might be an issue that you need to tackle. I certainly had to tackle that one. Because during my 30s, I was letting myself, let's put it like that, be peer pressured and family pressured into the idea that I needed to have a family now, and pin myself down in that. And I was sort of in phases frantically looking for that and to fill that in, because I wanted to be accepted, right? I wanted to be happy, and I saw in my family and whatnot that you could be accepted within that family culture, which actually doesn't necessarily collide with who I am or why I'm here, etc. But that was the whole point. That was the whole sort of mistake, right? That I needed to fill this in because I wanted to be happy, and then you needed to have this construction in your life now. That seemed societally the ingredients to be accepted, and I really wanted to be socially accepted. I wanted to be socially acceptable because I wanted to feel like I belonged. And I thought that from that, getting this feeling of belonging from that thing would give me what I needed to function right in my business and whatnot, that it would form a foundation. Now, this was all founded on a wrong idea. Because you can't form anything, not your family belonging foundation, and certainly not your true mission, on a wrong premise that you would do it because of that's what other people say that you need to do in this 30s of your life episode. And that doesn't work because it was not mine. And I made myself very unhappy, and it came across real wrong in all kinds of ways all the time, because it was not really what was truly going on, what I was actually truly doing, what my soul wanted to do. I still achieved that also in my 30s, but this whole confusion was an overlayer that was placed on top of it part of the time as well, you see. So that was not my life vision, actually. So it was not my life vision of my soul. It was an idea that was put on top of it that was not correct. So I was still on my way to be open and honest about what my true life vision was, because in a certain way I've always lived my true life's vision, but I just thought, this is just my problem, but maybe it just inspires you, right? That's why I share. I just thought that I couldn't live that openly, you see. I did what my true life's vision was also in my 30s, but I thought I couldn't live that openly because I thought that that would cause me to be rejected, and I didn't want that. So I sort of secretly did my true life's vision. So there was, some fighting with myself going on there, which is very unhealthy. And that was all part of my twin flame healing with the key tool. This is how we progress on the journey. And you are cordially invited to come do the key tool with us in the Facebook group, by the way. And you'll find a way to come to our Facebook group in the description box below and also in the pinned comment. So I actually always also like behind the scenes lived my life vision, and in my 30s I actually made come true also, luckily, what was my actual life vision, okay? And that is, my soul's life vision was to go deeper spiritually, unequivocally, to a certain depth that was needed for me to achieve. And that's why I'm here now as your spiritual teacher, to bring you to harmonious union, because I reached that. And I went in mystical experiences with the Master Christ, and I went in all these things that were needed for my soul to get the initiations that I needed. And I went through a whole series of initiations that were given by the universe to me, and I received them, and they're documented too. You'll find that in open information on my website and whatnot too, and in my books. But it meant that I took actually a time that was for other people, like this time, like, oh, you're in your 30s, you need to have a family and whatnot, and make come true the twin flame also, because that is the one with which I actually wanted to have this family. So it was also very mixed, of course, these two inner and outer things. I was trying to connect them all, right? I was trying to do that, to achieve that with my true twin flame. I mean, that was the whole point. But you can also understand why for a woman in her 30s, that is like socially and historically and biologically very much a time crunch in which you have this sort of idea that you need to put this all together. But I tried to put it together with my ego, but that was not what was going on in my soul. It was just my soul putting it all together, right? And that's the deeper trust that I fought myself over a whole lot for years and years, and I don't advise that. Just let go into this desire. It'll all come out correctly. But so anyway, everything came together in harmonious union in 2020, right? I was 39 when it happened. So my almost 40, so my 30s were about to be over indeed. And I had behind me this episode in which I had been going spiritually deeper. So that was part of my life's vision for me in my 30s, and for him that was having a family. And then now they are on their way to become one thing. You see how that works? Even when your ego thinks, hey, but this is not how I think it should be, it does collide. And now I can say, because I also became wiser and got a better overview and got a better capacity to stand for what I always knew in my inner heart and express that and trust that. I have increased my capacity to trust that, right? Faith incredibly. So here we are now. Yes, this is my life's vision, and they fit in exactly. Do you see what I'm saying? I wanted to go deeper and then have a family and have the mission come to bloom and stuff. That was important to me for my soul's development and also for my mission's development, our mission's development, that I did that. And it needed to take place in some time in my life, right? So this was my life's mission, vision. And he fits in exactly. And you could say that, you know, in all these years when I tried to bring it all together and I was fighting with myself to have that be true, sort of, in all kinds of ways, I would have thought like, yeah, but my life vision doesn't collide. My life vision doesn't collide. You know, that's also like, this is not the true twin flame. I don't understand it. That's sort of what you're saying also. But all revelations have been opening up to me only to reveal that this is what that is. This is my life's vision. He fits in exactly. So even when you think it's not. And he doesn't fit in because I make him, or I make him do it, or I don't know, because he is going to bend over backwards to accommodate me. No. No, he may also have things to work out with himself to understand that this is actually his true life's vision in his soul, because he's also working from his ego to who he originally is and always was. That's also something that he is in the journey of, right? But it will be revealed that your life visions do align. If they don't, organically, from the soul out, already align, it's not your twin flame. 3, the true twin flame will want to go deeper with you every time. Yes, every time. So going deeper is, for instance, something that I talked about in point number 2, that I wanted to go deeper after this period in which I went spiritually deeper and I became a spiritual teacher through the bestowing of initiations upon me from the universe. And then I wanted to go deeper with that, in sinking into my life, sinking into my mission, sinking into that I now also have the desire for a family. And he is indeed coming closer to do that with me, right? So the false twin flame would not want to go deeper with you to do that with you. Or what I have recently experienced, that I disclosed more about my a deeper psychological childhood trauma that I moved through, that I experienced in my childhood and then moved through as a after harmonious union healing wave. And I disclosed more about that. And a false twin flame would not be interested in having that have an effect on them, that you disclose that and what that does to you. But the true twin flame does let it touch them and go deeper with you there in the relationship with you. That is the true twin flame. A false twin flame will not be interested in going into that discussion with you or letting it touch them. They will just leave it by the wayside and stay like a flat character that still wants to move with you because you, for instance, give in the moment benefits to them. I don't know what it is. You help them with something, they live inside your house, you give them sex or you cook for them, but they won't go deeper with you in these kinds of episodes. And the true twin flame will. And every time, sometimes it needs some time for things to sink in. You have a process. They have processes too. They're also human, okay? And you don't necessarily on the second have the exact same things processed but you go through the same processes at the same time. You don't express it at the exact same second, the exact same. You do go through the same processes at the same time. 4. The true twin flame can stand your errors, forgive them, and correct them with you, for you. You are imperfect. You might have things wrong in your spiritual understanding of things. You might have just flaws. You might be angry at the dog of the neighbors, and that's actually a huge anger coming from your childhood trauma still that is like triggered from that, and they can stand that and forgive you and try to understand you and correct those errors for you, with you, because they are connected to the true you, which you are uncovering through the resolving of these errors and these mistakes and these emotions that still need to be let out and whatnot and what have you. And they will be not thrown off by these sort of things forever after. They will have an answer to that. They can stand on your own feet and also stand up to you in the sense like, no, that's not who you truly are, and you need to behave in a different way to be with me, and you need to start doing that now, because that is also actually your true self. Did you know that? You know, you can meet them. You can chew on that relationship. You can never do it definitively wrong with them too. So in that sense, you don't need to be afraid. And they can stand you. They can, I don't know, maybe there's another English expression that actually should be used here. I couldn't really find it. They're your equal. They meet you, right? They're not walkovers. You don't walk over them. How do you say that? You can't walk over them? Well, I think I pretty much made my point. So you can't definitively do it wrong with them too, which is a fantastic thing. And even when you would later say, well, that was really dumb, but you know, I worked through it now. And they will come back to you. And they will be able to forgive and make a new connection and heal that connection. Because you're always mirroring each other. And they also have the power to meet you there in an actual, real way. Correct you if needed. They're not afraid to have self-respect in a relationship with you. They can stand you, right? And there can be an active mutual process in correcting your errors. And it will not push them away definitively, because it is your true twin flame. And if they are pushed away by that, it's not your true twin flame. 5. The true twin flame actually loves you. We're talking about a real love that will be communicated to you, that they actually love you, not just to get something out of you, not just to get some benefits from you that come with it, with having a so-called relationship, if that even is able to be called one like that. We're talking about unconditional love, divine love. They actually love that, you. They actually have that and love you, and translate that unconditional divine love that they have in their heart for you, because they are your twin flame, into real human ways that touch you, through which you unequivocally feel that they actually love you. This is one of the ways how I came to know who my false twin flame was and who my true twin flame was. Because there was a period in my life in which I needed to sort that out. And it was sorted out because my true twin flame actually loved me. Even at the exact moment when that happened, I still believed in my false twin flame. And the love that came for him at that moment, there were many more things, but this comes to mind, was geared towards letting me be more loved by the one I was apparently choosing, which I was choosing was my false twin flame. And I corrected that shortly after that. But it was actually a sign of true love that he corrected me in how I was standing in my false twin flame relationship. And that showed me that he had true, unconditional, real love for me. That was where the love came from. Not the false twin flame. That was actually not more than a stooge. He was a two-dimensional cutout figure made of carton. And that also became clear because of this. Isn't that interesting? Then I knew who the true twin flame was because I could identify where the actual love came from my best friend that tried to correct my relationship with my false twin flame for me, with me, so that there would be more real love inside that one. And this sorted out for me that it was my best friend that loved me. Not this carton, two-dimensional figure, stick figure made out of carton. Anyway, the two-dimensional carton figure, that was it, right? The true twin flame actually loves you. That is the true twin flame. 6. The true twin flame has the same underlying values as you do. We're talking about underlying values, like the foundational ones. We're not talking about, yeah, I love eating meat. Yeah, I love eating tofu. Oh, that's incompatible. No, it's like the underlying values that are absolutely the same. And it is like, well, maybe it is, I value health. I value good taste. And I want to combine them always in every meal. Because I think I deserve the best. Well, that's a foundational value, you see? So it's not necessarily in the details of the forms of life that you are carbon copies, because you're not carbon copies. You are complementary elements with the same core energy. You have different physical bodies. You have your own form preferences, but your underlying values, but they will be compatible, right? But your underlying values are the same. So find that out, if that is so. Is inner peace it most important to you? Are family values the most important to you? What is it? Have a conversation about that too. I mean, that can be just very literally what you could do to find out if this is a true twin flame, right? And family values can also look different on the surface, in the forms, okay? Because family is very important to me, but that for me very much includes being very strategic, let's put it like that, with toxic family members that have abused you, and having boundaries. And family values for him may look like wanting to give everyone a fair deal. And it may be temporarily so that you have these outside form differences that are much more prevalent in your reality, and therefore you more tend to associate with these forms. But actually, you both have huge priority for family, and you both understand the importance of it. You want to live that in the right way, fair and with love. Underlying values. All right. They're the same for twin flames. And that's actually how they can live together a beautiful daily life that is satisfying. And you can't do that with a false twin flame, because they may eat tofu just like you, or, I don't know, want to have a family with fairness just like you in form. But if you get in a real pickle in life, if there is actual life things going on that touch the core of you, you will find that suddenly your way of doing things is completely and utterly conflicting, because they were just connecting with your tofu and with your fairness in I don't know, giving all the children the same thing or so, I don't know. But not with your new situation that asks for feeling together the deeper layer and making new solutions for I don't know what kind of important family or health situation or crisis even that comes onto your path. And you can move forward in these crises, the healing crises that we move through, right, in our healing journeys. You can move through them as one with the true twin flame because of this fact. It is your true twin flame when you see this seventh thing. The true twin flame is the one that will be by your side when you unfold your union's mission. Yes, when you arrive in harmonious union, which it is all about, a state of consciousness or being that will birth your physical being together, you will find inside of that your mission, what your heart longs out to share. You start to share. And your true twin flame is the one that will be by your side when you align with that mission that you'll find inside of your sacred union space and start to live that. This is the one that will be supporting you. Be by your side. You feel it in your heart that they're by your side when you do that. All other people's, when you really move forward in doing it for real, they will fall away. They will not be interested. You won't feel in your heart that they're there with you. Even when they don't necessarily physically, literally work in this mission with you. But you will feel that they're not interested. They're not there with you. And the true twin flame is. For real. Again, even when they don't literally help you that much. Even when they don't necessarily have your skills or knowledge or whatever you are putting into this work. They're the one that share the heart there with you. A false twin flame can only feign interest and help for only that long or that amount of genuine support. And then it comes out to be empty. And by the way, you will see many false friends and business teachers and I don't know, so many things, colleagues, so-called and whatnot. fall away when you move to your true union's mission. Or your true union's life, for that matter, which is the same. Because they're empty, they're not truly supporting you. They were only supporting a form for some time. They can't fake it for that long. You feel it, you share that. And the true twin flame will be by your side. If not physically, then in the heart, and you'll know it, that it is true. That is the true twin flame. So I hope this helps. Manifest creativity. Creator of us all, be with me. When I open to connect with myself, when I uncover the creative source to retrieve her, the way you have placed it inside of me, and the way in which the exact same source moves and guides you as well. O divine Creator, make that I will be receptive to your voice, and lead me to the rhythm of your breath, so that I will find the movement that leads me, find words for it, and can experience the being of them openly. Thank you for the abundance that is received in this moment. Thank you for the power that makes that I receive this moment. In this atmosphere, you are very welcome to come enjoy our beautiful small opportunities, which are plenty in our Facebook community. It's called Your Abundance, and you would be very welcome to come in this living room of us to practice the central twin flame healing tool called Key, K-E-Y. You can download documents about it. You can find information about it under the hashtag Key. Put it in the search bar and press enter. You can present us with your own posts how your practice of doing this crucial twin flame tool is working out for you on a daily basis and get support. But also we have a 4-event online live program there every month in which I am available for you, just like that, to meet, get to know each other, and every one of the 4 monthly events has their own theme. One is to learn that key twin flame inner work much better than you might already do. And another one is talking about your mission. We also have a Q&A as one of the 4, and we read a little bit in the A Course in Miracles book every month as well, because your consciousness attuned to the source of creation better is what makes your twin flame come into your life much more easy. And that attunement of your consciousness is supported through that book. These are some of the things that you can do in our Facebook group, Your Abundance. And it's just available for you, this space for you to learn and share. Another thing is that from the group out, you can book small appointments with me that are for a small fee. They're called key sessions, and I can guide you through your inner work personally. Also, we could just talk about anything you need my personal support for, right? Another beautiful thing in the Facebook group, exclusively for Facebook group members, just like the key session, is the Divine Love reading. This reading report of many pages long gives you all the clues channeled from the divine for specifically you that you need to know to go to harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state it is all about, and from which your physical being together with your true twin flame is being birthed safely, and guaranteed. At this time, you are also invited, if that feels for you, to come in for a big session. It's a 2-hour long, plus 20 minutes up front, and more services up front, plus afterwards an extra healing and extra information and more extra stuff session that is called Twin Flame Reset. In this reset, you will be transformed to the right state of energy and consciousness to go to your harmonious union state of being, to come into 3D twin flame union as quickly as can, as smooth as can. So give yourself that subtle realignment, reset of your inner space so that you can go to the harmonious twin flame union space soon and with ease. That's why I developed this service. It's a tremendously beautiful opportunity that is here for you now. So if you want to give yourself the ultimate push forward, book yours now. You'll find the information about the webpage, where that is published below. Do you want to go to the brilliance of your harmonious twin flame union and manifest your mission business and be a candidate in that to become a creation coach helping other twin flame unions in a methodology that I provide as well? Then I have something for you. In 2024, I'm looking for one candidate that talks with me if they are the person fit to receive a 6-month closely working together with me, with 6 big sessions and 12 smaller in-between sessions, to get passed on from me to you everything that I stand for, or at least a huge chunk in coaching geared towards you. Then you are ready for the Twin Flame Brilliance package. And if you feel that that is for you, working with me closely in 2024, getting everything down that you may need, the Twin Flame Reset, the initiations, the mission business, finding out what it is and starting to build it, the becoming a candidate to be a real creation twin flame coach with me, with opportunity to help clients. If you think that's for you, then I invite you to come talk with me. And below, you'll find contact information of me, one way or another that seems fit to you. Contact me and I will provide you with the information, how we can find out if it's you. I only look for one person that is going to be that in 2024. So we spoke about 7 signs that this is your true twin flame, and we closed off with mission, such a sacred part of being in union and extending that. And don't be mistaken, you can also have a false mission. Now, to be discerning in that, I made this video that I will send you to in a couple seconds right here. And I will see you there. Love from Petra.